story I'm going to tell tonight has a lot of different variations all over the world. There's actually an American Southern hillbilly version that I'm not going to be telling, and that's called Old Foster. And there's a Grimm's version related called The Robber Bridegroom. The version I'm going to tell is from England, and it's called Mr. Fox. It's about a woman named Lady Mary who lived in the countryside with her two brothers. Lady Mary was young, and Lady Mary was fair, and she had whole strings of suitors lined up to ask for her hand in marriage. But of them all, her favorite was a man named Mr. Fox. Mr. Fox was gallant and charming and witty and rich. He had a house nearby, a large estate. But Lady Mary and her brothers had never been to visit him at his house. He always said, "There'll be time enough for that after the wedding." So, one day, when everyone else was out, Lady Mary set out on her own to see Mr. Fox's house. She walked, and eventually she came to a gate, and on it were the words, "Be bold, be bold." The gate was open, so she went forward, kept walking, and she came to a great, rich house, and up to the front door, and on the door were the words, be bold, but not too bold." The door was open, no one seemed to be inside, so Lady Mary walked in, and she walked all over the house, marveling at the paintings and the rich furnishings. She went up the stairs, she came down a corridor, and she saw a door, and on it were the words, be bold, but not too bold, lest that your heart's blood should run cold. She opened the door, and inside were corpses of young women all over the room, some of them still bloody and some already putrid. She ran, but as she turned to run, she saw out of the window Mr. Fox coming down the pathway, dragging another woman behind him by the hair. She ran down the stairs and found a place to hide behind a chair, just as Mr. Fox came into the house, dragging the woman behind him. He began going up the stairs, but he paused partway when he noticed that the woman who seemed to have fainted, although she was still alive, had on her finger a ruby ring. He tried to pull the ring off, but it was stuck. Pulled and pulled, and it wouldn't come off. Finally, he just pulled out a knife and whack, cut her hand off. And the hand bounced, and it bounced right into the lap of Lady Mary, where she was hiding behind a chair. Mr. Fox looked around for a few minutes, but he never looked where Lady Mary was hiding, so eventually he continued up the stairs, and Lady Mary was able to slip out the front door and make her way home. Well, the next night, Lady Mary and her brothers were having a great banquet. All the neighborhood was there, and among the guests was Mr. Fox. Lady Mary was very quiet all evening, and eventually Mr. Fox said, "You've been quiet all evening, dear. What's wrong?" I had a bad dream last night." "Oh, is that all? Dreams go by contraries, you know. But tell us your dream. It will pass the time. Your sweet voice is lovely to listen to." I dreamed that I went to visit your house, Mr. Fox. I went walking, and I went up to the gate, and I saw on it the words, "Be bold, be bold." "Ah, but it is not so, and it was not so." I kept walking, and I came to the door, and on the door were the words, be bold, but not too bold." "Oh, well, it is not so, and it was not so." I kept walking inside, and I came to a door on which were the words, be bold, but not too bold, lest that your heart's blood should run cold." "Oh, well, it is not so, and it was not so." I opened the door, and inside I saw the corpses of young women all covered with blood. "It is not so, and it was not so, and God forbid that it should be so." And then I saw you, Mr. Fox, coming down the pathway, and I hid, and I saw you dragging a young woman up the stairs. It is not so, and it was not so, and God forbid that it should be so. I saw you, Mr. Fox. I saw you try to take a ruby ring off that young woman's hand, and when you couldn't get it off, you pulled out a knife and cut off the hand, and it bounced and bounced into my lap. It is not so, and it was not so, and God forbid that it should be so. Lady Mary reached into her dress. But it is so, and it was so. And here's the hand and ring I have to show. And she pointed the hand with its ring at Mr. Fox. And at that, her brothers and all the neighbors fell on Mr. Fox and hacked him into 1,000 pieces.